everyone, welcome to this holiday leaks video, which is the giveaway edition. So watch on. If you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you will have seen that last week, one evening, I saw on my Instagram that Hourglass had the ambient palettes for sale in Selfridges, London. I'm going to read the long title. They are Ambient Lighting Edit Charmed, and I bought Volume 1. There's Volume 1 and there's Volume 2. You get to choose the charms, which, I'm showing here, and you've probably seen before on my leak of the week video from last week, which was about a completely different leak, however. So I just thought it was worth showing you what the palette looks like and just giving you a quick review of what I think of it so far. Now, it comes like this with these two little dots. And that's because you choose your charms and they sort of click on magnetically in a very satisfying way, I have to say. It's £128. That includes the two charms. If you don't want the charms, it is £92. The problem is, if you don't have the charms, you end up with this. Now, what you could do is you could buy your own little fridge magnet or something. I could have bought one with the Eiffel Tower on, having been to Paris earlier in the year, and I could have just had a fridge magnet on here. But instead, I decided to be a bit bougie, and I did go for the charms. Now I'm going to click them on. They just click on like so, and that is what my palette looks like today. You can choose from letters of the alphabet for your initials or any kind of acronym that means something to you. You can also choose from certain symbols, which are really lovely, and there's also all the zodiacs as well. The Volume 1 looks like this. It is quite light, but I wanted it to kind of be a replacement for my leopard palette, which looks like, it is a bit worse for wear, and I know I've shown you this before, but I just thought, just so that you can see how they kind of compare. They have, of course, both got the mood exposure, which this one over here, which does seem to be in an awful lot of Hourglass palettes, but as it happens, I do like it, so I don't mind. Anyway, my point is, I wanted something quite light. Volume 2 is quite a bit deeper, but because, as you will know, I already have the YSL face palette, and that has got some deep tones in there. So look, that's kind of the comparison. So I kind of thought, well, I've got my deep sort of berries and my pinks in the Nude Lavalier, and I just wanted something a little bit softer. Plus, I get lots of these two sort of peaches and kind of corals, which I really like. Anyway, so far so good. I've used it, I've enjoyed it, and I'm really pleased with it. So, I don't really have a problem. The only thing I don't like about this palette is exactly the thing that I don't like about this, and lots of people comment there's no hinge, and so it doesn't stand up the way you kind of want it to. It should come with a better hinge or a packet of Viagra, one of the two. But I would have thought that Hourglass would fix this. Maybe it's not a thing that needs fixing. Maybe lots of people are happy because they sort of can do that with it. But I would like to be able to do multiple things with it. At any rate, I was not idle when I was in Selfridges. I was so happy to be able to buy one of these because they are limited edition. You can only get them in Selfridges London and the Hourglass store in New York. So I was thinking of you, and I have bought an Ambient Volume 1 palette for you and two of the charms to fit on. Now the charms, just so you know, are not your initials and they're not your zodiac, because that would be a bit creepy if I knew that. There'd be a whole different thing going on than whether you were going to win the giveaway or not. In order to enter the giveaway, here are the criteria. It's really not difficult or onerous. Obviously, this is me we're talking about. So you need to like this video, subscribe to this video, and this will mean that you need to have your subscriptions open and public. You need to tell me what two symbols you think I have chosen, and you also need to tell me what was the last makeup item that you used or bought that has absolutely wowed you to date. I'll announce the winner on my community tab, and the deadline is on the screen now. So good luck, and I look forward to sending this to you. This is future me. I've come on my spaceship to let you know a bit of an update on the Hourglass palettes. As you know, Selfridges London has them in stock. However, Chic Profile posted on her Instagram today, well, only like a couple of hours ago, in fact, at the time of filming, this is Saturday afternoon, that Selfridges London has already sold out of a couple of motifs. I've written them down here. It's the heart and the star are sold out, and some letters are already out of stock. The R and the S were out of stock, and more low stock was expected amongst the actual letters. The reason why I'm telling you this is if you are thinking of going to buy one, I would sort of prioritise that, because you don't want to be disappointed. It does look like it is very much, when they say limited edition, it really is limited. So just be aware of that. You should know that anecdotally, there were 2 people ahead of me in the queue when I was there on Wednesday, and both of them wanted the letter A. So then when I came along and said, oh, I want the letter A, the lady who was serving me, the two of the women, one was served by a gentleman and another one was served by the lady who ended up serving me. The lady even said, oh, actually, they'd had a rush earlier that day on the letter E and the letter S. So, you know, out of stock can happen, so I don't want you to be disappointed. I know we've got the giveaway, and that's obviously there as well, but I just wanted you to know, if this was of interest to you to actually purchase in person, you should know that low stock is an issue and no stock is an issue as well. I'm now going to get back on my spaceship and go back to what I was doing. The thing about having a spaceship is you end up opening up a whole new social circle. Who knew how aliens knew how to party? Let me tell you, they like a karaoke machine, and apparently so do I. So I'm off now. Bye. Regular viewers on this channel will be familiar with Slimline Santa. He first made his appearance on my holiday leaks video, and I mention him now so that I can just gratuitously insert him here for all our delectation. Now, what I would say is, if a sleigh ride with Hot Santa, as I like to call him, isn't on your holiday list, we can all still remain friends, because frankly, it's all the more for the rest of us. But I would just like to draw your attention to his magnificent length of limb. If you watched my Leak of the Week video, then you will know that Louis Vuitton is going to be charging some eye-watering prices for their forthcoming makeup range. If you, like me, feel that this is the ultimate weaponization of FOMO, then maybe you're looking for an antidote. My heart leapt when I saw this. I give you ColourPop and their collaboration with Shrek. Look at this. This is such fun. Honestly, when I first saw this, I kind of internally rolled my eyes and thought, oh. And then I looked at the products. Rather lovely. This range from ColourPop features mossy greens, rich browns, excuse me, I'm going to put my glasses on. It's the only time I feel like a Nobel Prize winner. And pops of brights inspired by your favourite Shrek characters in the iconic first film. Okay, so we get a Beware Ogre palette, which retails at $24. Dragon's Keep Eye Kit, $14. Lip and cheek balms for $12 each. Ultra glossy lips for $10 each. And there are lip oils as well, also for $10 as well. Available from August the 21st at 10 a.m. Pacific time at ColourPop.com. And it's coming to Amazon Beauty on September the 4th. I don't think that's Amazon Beauty UK, but we'll all have to see if we are also included as well as the US. And I'm not sure what's happening well, I don't know actually what's happening in the rest of the world. The only thing I would say to you is ColourPop has so been on my radar from a few years ago when I saw several reviews of the Stone Cold Fox palette, and I really wanted one, and I was being silly and I didn't want to pay for delivery for somebody to swim it across the Atlantic Ocean. It was just ridiculous, and I should have done it, and I may yet do it. Anyway, my point is, this is a brand which is all about exuberance and fun, and they love their collaborations. I remember they did a collaboration with Hello Kitty, who is, you know, she's kind of like my fantasy sister. And also they did Mulan. They've done a load of collaborations, just really fun and unpretentious if you're watching Louis Vuitton. While this isn't strictly a holiday release, the reason why I'm including it here is these could be really fun gifts for somebody young or who has got, you know, a kind of youthful attitude for over the holidays, if you were to buy them and kind of save them till then. Look at the eyeshadow palette. You get an awful lot of lovely shades in there, really lovely earthy shades. There's the green metallics, there's the sort of yellowy metallics. I just think it's worth a go. We can still have a lot of fun with makeup and without it breaking the bank and without us feeling, you know, that we're kind of missing out and not feeling great about ourselves. Why not? Makeup's meant to be fun. Here's the first set of swatches that we're getting from the forthcoming Byredo palette, and I just wanted to show them to you. You may be surprised. I think I'm slightly surprised because they do look warmer than I thought, but maybe I just, you know, I just completely misread the photos of the original palette, the original photos that we saw of the palette a couple of weeks ago. It does look a lot more orangey, and that, for me anyway, is not really what I was looking for this time round, but it's still worth having a look because it could be right up your street, and you need to know, because we know that Byredo, I say we, I know that because it, you know, I didn't get the Mineral Scapes palette. I was too slow. But if you are going to go for it, you need to be quick. So this may well be the kind of information that, you know, you're looking for. As I said, for me, it's just a little bit warmer than I think that I would have liked. But that's not to say I'm not going to be standing in Selfridges, swatching and getting excited and buying one. Let's see. Now, I know it's only August, but the thing about Hot Santa is he has an enormous work ethic and he's already thinking about our stocking. So look at this. Now, the holiday collection from Givenchy looks like this. This could be the cheaper and possibly more luxurious version, dare I say it, of the Byredo palette, because if you look at the swatches of the Givenchy 9-pan eyeshadow palette, few similarities there, and we get a little bit more coolness. Now, I'm not saying they're the same, I'm just saying it could be an alternative if, like me, you're a little bit potentially disappointed, but maybe not, who knows, with the Byredo. I thought it was worth showing to you straight after so you could compare. So we have got a Prisma Libre loose powder number 15, which is going to be comprised of lavender, warm pink, peach pink and pure white. There's going to be a highlighter number 17, yellow gold and champagne silver mix. And then the eyeshadow palette is going to have shimmery, matte, satin and metallic finishes, as their 9-pans do. And there are 2 Le Rouge Velvet Matte lipsticks, Red Muse and Flushed Organza. Ooh. The makeup kit is also going to come with a kind of combination. It'll have the Prisma Libre number 15, the highlighter, a lipstick and a sparkling pouch. And now on to one of the Lancôme Holiday palettes. Take a look at the swatches which we now have. Now, it's available to buy in Europe at the time of filming, and it's 150 euros, which is quite a hefty price. I think it's a hefty price for Lancôme, full stop, but you know, maybe I'm just not reading the room because the prices are going absolutely bananas. Take a look at the swatches. They may or may not be up your street, and you may or may not be satisfied with the swatches on the skin tones because, frankly, 2 of them are pretty similar, so they don't really tell us anything. Now, what's interesting is you definitely get the lipsticks in the compact, so you're not getting a choice of the lipstick, but these are the colours, the shades you're kind of getting. I have mixed feelings about this. I was very sniffy in the last Holiday Leaks video about the Christian Dior palettes, and quite a few of you took me up on my shabby attitude and said that they were compacts that you actually really enjoyed. And I have revisited not only my thoughts, but I will actually buy one of them to kind of review them and have a look. I'm not sure how I feel about these because these are 2 lipstick colours I'm not particularly mad on the deeper colour, but anyway, whatever you think. I really like, having said that, the eyeshadow shades. I really do. I just don't want to pay 150 euros. Do you? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. I think it's a hefty price tag. I really do. But I don't know whether I'm the lone voice thinking, you know, the prices are going a bit bananas. I don't think I am, from the comments that you have, you have made in my last couple of videos, or particularly the last video, kicked off by Louis Vuitton. But the recent Chanel quads are really expensive. So yeah, I wait to hear from you. I am very interested. I would like to point out that last Christmas's Lancome palette is still on sale on and off on the Lancome website. So yeah, I think that might be giving us a clue. And actually last year's was not close even to 150 euros. So let's see, I await your comments. I'm really interested to know what you think about the direction of the prices in the beauty sphere. Now take a look at the joy that Clé de Peau is offering us this holiday season. We've got a lovely highlighter, as you can see, but look at the packaging, particularly of the eyeshadow quads. So lovely. Now there is a story here, isn't there? Because we've got a leopard, which is really a famously, well, I say famously, I just remember David Attenborough saying that they are solitary creatures. But clearly, having been a long-term bachelor, he had to go online and he had to look outside his immediate criteria, and he fell in love with a deer. Well, I think he fell in love. I don't know. Maybe it was like all the best arranged marriages. They started off not really knowing each other and then slowly fell in love over a cup of tea. Who hasn't done that? I think we can all look at ourselves and see ourselves in this palette. But anyway, look, they're sharing a pot of tea. Look at her expression. She is loved up. That is one loved up doe. I'm just saying. Anyway, and there's also a train. So they've obviously gone on the Orient Express for their honeymoon. It's very, very romantic. I know I should be focusing on the eyeshadow colours, and they are really lovely shades, actually. They are right up my street, although it's questionable whether I need more, I personally need more lilac eyeshadows. Does the market need more lilac eyeshadows? I think they do. We do, because I think we should be spreading the lilac love. I think lilac suits more people than we think. Anyway, look at that. A lovely kind of neutrally warm, but not too warm eyeshadow from the picture, but who knows? I am, I'm slightly traumatized by Byredo, but anyway. And we have a lovely soft pinky peach, and as I said, the lilac. And the train is there as well, just to remind us of the romance of crossing borders. Who knew? I do think so far Clé de Peau wins my imaginary award for packaging of the holiday season, because I do think it is absolutely magnificent what they've done there. They've really, really gone to town, and I just kind of wanted to show it to you. There may well be more. It looks like they've continued the theme, because if we look at the highlighter and packaging, it's sort of very similar. But honestly, that leopard and, the deer, really beautiful. No, don't you think? Come on, don't you think? Am I the only one? Also, I just want to say, look how beautiful that teapot is. There's real elegance there. They have really gone for it, and they should be commended, I feel. And now on to Laneige. Just a couple of small items, but I include them here because they could be good for stocking stuffers, and they can sell out, so I just wanted to flag them up. These are the Lip Glow Balm Stardust series. So there are basically two shades: Pink Supernova, a pink with sparkling silver gold, and Pink Glitter with a berry vanilla scent. That sounds fun. And Milky Way, a clear with silver and gold glitter with a slightly sweet milkshake scent. Available from September. Now, Laneige has actually passed me by. I am one of the very few people never to have used Laneige. Should I be using it? Let me know. They say this is a glassy oil complex which contains a luxurious blend of skin conditioning and moisturizing ingredients, including vitamin E, jojoba seed oil, squalene, and camellia seed oil. Well, you've heard it here. Let me know, is Laneige something that I should be using? Everybody raves about it, but do you know, I use something which is so low budget, I'm almost ashamed to tell you. In fact, I won't. I'm terribly sorry, I'm too embarrassed. Laneige, let me know. And now on to Prada, which has to make up a little bit of ground after Soapgate in my last Leak of the Week video. Now on to possibly the most desirable item that's launching this fall winter. I give you the item from Prada, and it is a bar of soap. Isn't that lovely? Now here we have this year's coffret, which is inspired by Prada's iconic soft robot. I've always thought that soft robot looked like a sort of a kind of a squidgy pilgrim. I don't know, I've never haven't really understood the whole soft robot concept of Prada. I know there's lots of incarnations of it. Anyway, it's delivering a whimsical, heart-racing charm in a cut-out fantasy world. Okay. The collection features highlighters and exclusive items infused with the rombo element, a symbol of Prada's distinct aesthetics. Okay. The highlighted item is the Winter Glow highlighter. It captures the brilliance of frosty mornings and starry nights in a single sweep. It's a limited edition packaging which celebrates Prada's luxe holiday spirit. Now, we are a fan of that highlighter, aren't we? Lots of us, so that's probably a good thing. We can see though that there's sort of different incarnations. There's the fragrances, and then we can also see that we've got a coffret with a mascara, and it looks like a lip balm and possibly a lipstick in there. And then we also have two of the lip balms as well. I don't know, they look a bit lackluster to me, and I really want to love Prada, so I don't know. I mean, last year they did that beautiful eyeshadow palette, didn't they? And I wonder whether they're still going to do that this year, because that really would be absolutely lovely and really special. So I suppose I'm kind of hanging on for that, but yeah, let's see. There's a lot on offer though. There are quite a few coffrets here to choose from, particularly if you're a fan of their fragrances. So it does look like they're kind of going for it. The question is there going to be something of interest to you, or is Hot Santa going to have to force your hand, as it were, and maybe surprise you with something? Also, the thing about smell and kind of fragrances is, you know, you do kind of, if it's a new fragrance, that's what happens to me. I kind of tend to associate the fragrance with the way it was given to me, or the sort of circumstances that I was in when I first sort of sniffed them. So maybe Hot Santa would kind of, you know, sway you a little bit with his gorgeousness. Who knew? And now on to 3 advent calendars, and then at the end, I've got a beautiful new range of Christmas goodies for you as well from a wonderful brand. So let's start off with Charlotte Tilbury. We've got her advent calendar, which looks to be another chest. I think it was a chest last year as well. I don't know what you think about advent calendars in general. Do you like to buy them for yourself? Do you like to receive them? Or is it something that you're just absolutely not interested in, but maybe you're interested in watching them online and seeing, you know, what's in them? Maybe it's kind of just a fun video to watch, but do let me know. So here's, as I said, the Charlotte Tilbury one. I like to see 24 or 25 doors or drawers to open, you know, in the spirit of Christmas, as it were. Charlotte Tilbury, it seems to me, yet again, is doing 12 little, I think they do look like little drawers. They were little drawers last year, weren't they? But then the top opened, so there was a bit of kind of, you know, pizzazz there. I don't know. I want to know how you feel about Charlotte Tilbury, and whether that's kind of, whether you think it's too samey, whether it's the same every year. I don't know. I kind of feel it's a little bit less exciting than it kind of was first time round, because I don't feel she mixes it up that much year on year, but I may be wrong, and I want to hear what you think. Then we have Harrods. Now Harrods has a fragrance advent calendar, but that's already sold out, so there's kind of, in a way, there's kind of no point talking about it. The mix of makeup and skincare, however, the beauty advent calendar, I believe at the time of filming, is still available online, although it will be sent out, you know, the 3rd week of August. So what's good about the Harrods one is I think there's 25 drawers to kind of, you know, kind of open and get excited about. So, and it does look like there's kind of high-end skincare as well as beauty. So from that point of view, that looks satisfying. I think also from my point of view, I actually do quite like trying new skincare over sort of the winter period. So this could well be a kind of nifty way of doing it, although they are quite expensive. I think this one's £250. And then we have got the Selfridges one, which I find a little bit lackluster. I don't know. What do you think? I am so fed up of Wow hair care products, for example. So I don't know. I would like to know what you thought about it. The full contents, I mean, it's £250. They say the full contents are worth £1,106. I don't know. I mean, there's a full-size Lisa Eldridge lip pencils. There's a Refi Duo brush. There's a Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. I don't know, is this a bit fatiguing? Sculpted by Emmy. There's a Beauty Base Original Primer. There's Lashify Flexible Bond product. There's another Lashify Fuse Control Wand Petite DIY. More Lashify faux eyelashes. And then there's a UK lash serum. And then the skincare is Elemis Dynamic Resurfacing Facial Pads. There's the Ordinary Niacinamide. And then there's Tatcha Silk Cream, which I have to say, this does seem to be given away an awful lot and quite often. I've had so many of these sort of sent to me as kind of generous sample sizes. Then we've got a Murad Cellular Hydration Barrier Repair Mask, and then Augustinus Bader, yeah, it's an eye cream refill. I would like to know what you think of this. I am a little bit underwhelmed by this one, but you know, let me know what you think. Then finally, we have a really lovely holiday range from YSL. So let me show you this. The little elves who work for YSL did not get to the 26th of December and hang up their little hats with the little bells on and then just go and put their feet up and sun themselves away in the Maldives. Oh no, they were hard at work, because look at this, the new YSL Advent Calendar. Ooh, that's very exciting. Now, there are some things in this Advent Calendar that I actually want. So those clever little elves were thinking about an actual customer who loves makeup, as opposed to somebody who just wants to be thrown, you know, a few samples and a little bit of annoying glitter to get on your socks. Anyway, so as you can see, it's got the very nice white and gold packaging. But look, I've got a little bit of information here. It says here we have a Love Shine lipstick for sheer luminous colour, as we know. We've got a Couture Mini Clutch Eyeshadow Palette. It doesn't tell me what the shade is. But either way, it's a YSL Mini Clutch Couture Eyeshadow Palette. That's fantastic. It sparkles like jewellery. Ooh. This Advent Calendar is filled with makeup, skincare, fragrance minis and more. Each day reveals a touch of YSL beauty magic, making it the ultimate gift of indulgence. I am here for it. I think that's very, very exciting. And look, there's a candle as well. Who doesn't like a candle over the holiday season? And I bet it's going to be an interesting fragrance as well. So I think that is worth getting excited for. I really do. However, that's not all. Let me show you this. Now I have some copy here with the description of the range. However, I should tell you, I think some of the things have got lost in translation, so I'm going to do my best. I think they have been translated from Mandarin into English. So my English is okay, but my Mandarin is poor. Actually, it's non-existent, but anyway, let's try. So it's got, I'm going to loosely do it. So there's iconic gold packaging, as you know. It's all limited edition, which you would expect over a holiday season. So we've got the Couture Mini Clutch Collector limited edition. We've got a 4-colour eyeshadow palette, and it's called Golden Lust. Isn't that lovely? Well, you don't want rusty lust, do you? Which doesn't imply there's an energy there. Golden lust gives us a bit of shimmer. So it's set in gold, bronze and taupe for a sensual and glamorous look. Then we've got a Love Shine lipstick, again in a limited edition, and that is 2188 Vibrant Raspberry. A dense berry colour with a large pink purple pearls. I don't think they're going to be large. I think it's probably slightly pearlescent. And then we've also got a Love Shine Candy Glaze, also in a limited edition. And we've got Shimmer Nude and Shimmer Rose. Now, Shimmer Nude is a nude beige with plenty of delicate pink lame. And Shimmer Rose is a rosy pink with an elegant shimmering gold and pink lame. Then we've got Love Shine Gloss Plumper Collection. Now, I think, even though the copy on here is a bit confusing, I think it's this which we know and love, but in different colorways and in gold packaging. Because if we look at the picture, here we have 2 limited edition colors. One is an apricot orange, which is number 12 in Honey Moon. And then we also have a 100, which is Sparkling Dream, which is a sheer nude beige with multicolored pearls. So I have to say, I'm here for all of this. I really love the lip oil formula. I love the packaging. I love everything about it. So the fact that it comes in gold and there are sort of limited edition shades, I'm totally here for those. I'll be buying these for myself, frankly. I mean, some people might get them as gifts, but I will be buying them as a gift to myself, so that when I open something on the 25th of December, it means that I will definitely not be disappointed by at least a handful of the gifts. Although generally people do take instruction. My nearest and dearest do. But anyway, so that's really good. Now there's also some fragrance. If you are a YSL Libre fan, it looks like there's a special one coming out which is called Vanilla Couture, and it's a limited edition Libre fragrance that embodies freedom and audacity. Oof. The new Libre is a fresh, sensual fragrance intertwined with lavender and orange blossom. I'm sure it's already got a lavender base, but anyway, it's got a hint of vanilla and it's a warmer scent, which is perfect for the season ahead. This range is being released in China at the end of October. Even if you're not in China, I think this is actually quite a hopeful sign, because we weren't sure when the face palette was going, if the face palette was going to be rolled out to any other country. The fact that we now know it's going to China, maybe that gives us hope that it will come to the States and it will come to other countries as well. Who knows? I don't know. I'm going to be a glass half full person uncharacteristically for the purposes of this video. Anyway, there are also some lovely little coffrets and gift boxes. So we've got these pictures here, which we've got a lovely Make Me Blush, which looks like Nude La Valliere, but I may be wrong, and a lip gloss as well. And then we've got another one with a mascara, looks like an eyeliner, and it looks like a small lip gloss. You know, last year they were full size. This does not look full size, and it looks like it's kind of special packaging, which is a bit disappointing, but I may be wrong. Then we've got this other one, which is Touche Éclat, and I like this lipstick formula by YSL. It's a lovely creamy formula, but I don't know what the shade is. I don't have details. And then we've got a couple of, well, no, 3 boxes which include fragrance. We've got a lovely trio here, which has got Black Opium in it, as well as Mon Paris, as well as Libre. And look at the Mon Paris, it's got a lovely little bow, looking so smart there. Then we've got a coffret with Libre in it, as well as, again, it doesn't look like a full size, but it might, I don't know, it might just be an AI creation, I don't know. Lip gloss, and then we've also got 2 Libre in this coffret. Now, I don't know the Libre range well enough. If you're a Libre fan, it will mean something to you, but it looks like you've got a smaller version of something, but I don't know what type of, whether it's EDP or which one it is of the Libre. At any rate, they have, YSL have pulled out all the stops, it seems to me, to get us excited about Christmas. The thing that I would say that I noticed last year, and I bought quite a few of the makeup gift boxes because they were fantastic for gifts. I have to say, they really were, but they were full price. But they did sell out across the board, actually, for us in the UK, certain ones of them. So all I would say to you is, if you've seen something here today, make a note and just keep an eye and just be quick off the mark, because I remember last year I was disappointed. By the time I realised quite how good the coffrets were, and I wanted to buy another 3 or 4, I think, they were gone. So I don't mean that they're very sort of small quantities. I just mean it took time for me to work out that they were as good as they were. Maybe you are just better prepared than I am, but I just want to flag that up. You know, get your skates on, literally, if these are of interest to you, because they are popular. And their packaging last year, I remember, was really nice. It was substantial, it wasn't flimsy, and it wasn't half-hearted. So, you know, I'm here for it. Good for YSL and good for those little elves. Excellent, really good. Now, that concludes this video, but I want to remind you about the giveaway. Remember the things that you need to do if you want to enter the giveaway. It is such a good one. It really is. May I remind you, yours will look like this, but with different fridge magnets, obviously. So, you have to, I'm reminding you, you have to like this video, subscribe to the channel and make sure your subscriptions are visible so we can check, and tell me what you think are the two symbols that I have chosen for you. And let me know, what is the makeup item that you have most recently been wowed by? It doesn't have to be a new item. It could be something that, you know, maybe you've just bought for the first time, or you've tried for the first time, or maybe you've rediscovered. It doesn't have to be a brand new product at all, you know. Yeah, we can still look back and, you know, rediscover new wonderful things as well. It doesn't all have to be newness, as we know. So I look forward to reading your comments and seeing you apply for the giveaway, because I am really looking forward to packaging it up extremely carefully and for it to be winging its way to you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.